80 million XRP per year, per month, which is approximately 90 million. Of course, that varies greatly depending on the price of the XRP coin or token. All right, non-fungible tokens. So we're going to look at XRP briefly as well, but non-fungible tokens. Remember, we have looked at this many times around the narrative shift. And of course, NFTs, in this article anyway on Bitcoin.com, which is heavily Bitcoin Cash influenced. I think it's owned by them. Anyway, back to NFTs. It looks like the narrative may be shifting now. And so what we looked at yesterday was the narrative shifting towards layer 2 and Ethereum and smart contracts and all that sort of stuff, which we can really see in the charts. And we were talking about sectors in the market itself. So NFTs have started to come down a little bit, whereas layer 2 and smart contracts are lifting. So they're starting to raise up. Now, one last article here, XRP pumps 12%. Doesn't really, but as rumors of Coinbase relisting emerge. So this is rumors, not saying that Coinbase are going to relist it. I don't think they will at this stage because they're going to IPO in a week or two's time. I don't think you're going to put any sort of XRP token onto your platform if you're going to IPO. So I would say that's absolute nonsense. However, the price of XRP is looking reasonably good. So we've covered the XRP news. We are looking at the narrative shift towards the layer 2 solutions for Ethereum. Non-fungible tokens looks like that is sort of shifting away again. I don't think it's gone forever. NFTs are going to be the mainstay of this bull market along with DeFi as well. And of course, Ethereum. Looking at, I've got the chart here, but let's just have a look at, I was looking all the way down at 600 tokens here. Basically the market cap, I think we're getting very, very close to $2 trillion, 1.9 trillion. There we are. Okay, so what am I looking at here? Up here, 1.9 trillion. Bitcoin, 58,000. Ethereum, 2,000. Still at all-time highs, but we've just cooled off a little from there. Binance is my big token here. Binance, Polkadot are making good moves. Cardano is still holding back, but I think it'll start to move. XRP, like we looked at. Litecoin, still nothing. It is still killing us here. And Solana is the big mover. Look at this. Up 35% in 7 days. 6 billion market cap. This is something that I will do an interview on with a friend of mine who researches Solana very heavily, along with, let me get it right, Radium and Serum. He's just a huge fan of this area. So I might get him on. If you guys are huge fans as well, let me know in the comments down below. Bitcoin, looking at Bitstamp. Look at this. This is exactly what we look at in the Investor Accelerator membership. We look at swings, and then we had a double top here at the first low of swing top. This has a high probability of playing out, so we had a little of a pullback. I'm not saying we're going to get the huge move down here, which I would absolutely love because, I've been waiting for 45K, but if we don't get it, we still got the reaction of the first lower swing top. This is a swing top here, double top. You let me know if you hear anyone else in the YouTube space talking about this sort of TA, technical analysis, because this is Gann theory looking at swings, right? And so this sort of gives you a little bit of an update and insight as to how these markets tend to play out. Basically from here, we've got a pretty good swing. Obviously, now we're in waiting mode. If we broke through that, sure, we head straight up and over the top of that, but we've had a reaction from the first lower swing top, which is a bearish sign. Long term, yes, Bitcoin's going to go nuts, maybe even next month, maybe in next week. All right, but for now, we've had a little bit of a pushback. We're in Easter, okay, so happy Easter again, guys. We're in Easter time, and the volumes have dropped off. So it's very difficult to get a bit more of a signal from this time because just not as many people are trading. People are off with their families, which is where I'll go straight after this, hang out again. And, we've got to wait on another signal. But for now, keeping Bitcoin in its trading range between the 50 and 60K, good sign for us wanting a nice big alt season. Back to Bitcoin dominance. It has fallen, a little retrace. Let's see if we get another push through when the markets come back tomorrow or the next day for heavier trading volume. And let's get through this 57 level and off to our targets. Remember our targets way down here at around 54 and 50. This is our Gann fibs, double top. We want to go at least 125 to 150, 150% of this range, 50% dominance to Bitcoin, and that is going to escalate as Ethereum begins to push up even more. Let's have a look at Ethereum and then onto our Binance. So we're looking at the majors today and a continuation of the altcoin season. So updating that, Ethereum sitting at $2016. Now we did see a good solid move up. We've had one day down, which was yesterday's action. Basically, we're still in all-time high territory. So I'm still very, very bullish on this sense. And it's basically that push out, break above old all-time highs, come back, test the old all-time high before we go again. That's the setup at the moment. Now, for that to be invalidated, we'd have to sell off back into this trading range between 19 and 1500. Call it 1500 through to 1900. So this would be a false breakout at this point, and then we would continue to consolidate or break down. So at the moment, it's a good setup. If you wanted to be conservative, looking at a conservative entry point is above these highs of 2145. If you want to get in early, this is this point here. Of course, not financial advice. This is just the way I read the markets, as I have learnt from WD Gann, the way he would have traded these sort of markets. It's a breakout trade. DOT and BNB. So let's get across to BNB USDT. It's looking very similar. So we've had a little breakout, come back and test these old highs. So it's testing the old all-time highs, testing the old high, testing the old breakout before the next one. So this broke out, and then we come back and sat on that to test. Volume has increased over these days, even though we're through Easter. BNB, one of my hold lists. Getting in, it's a nice breakout. Safer entry, of course, is above the old highs, and we get a solid break above with volume. So BNB, still liking the look of that. You know I'm a fan of CRO for the Aussies. CoinSpot is a place you can buy CRO. Not financial advice, not saying go and buy it. This is just a good place in Australia. Links are in the description for CoinSpot Aussies. And for the other trades, obviously SwiftX down there. And for anyone international, you guys can use Binance. Link down below, 10% off your trading fees. All right, so that's Ethereum looking good. Bitcoin dominance looking good. Bitcoin looking good for us in alt season. If we get a breakdown, boom, let's push some more cash in. I really love lower Bitcoin at 40 to 45. That would be ideal. DOT was the next one, which has pushed to new all-time highs. That was scaring me, yesterday's bar. I filmed the video as we broke out, and then we came back under. Now we have had a higher close, and I think this will just set up. This is, fingers crossed, we set up above the 42 level, and then we start to take off for DOT, and we go into a nice big explosive move. Maybe we double from that point. That would be beautiful, right? Okay, Phil has been a major breakout. So this is ALTCOIN. Not too sure yet. It has pushed to new highs, but now we've seen a little bit of a pullback. So this might just consolidate these levels. That's the best case scenario. GRT, has been a big one that we have followed for quite some time. Build up area. If we happen to fall back into our accumulation zone, that's me. I like it. Going to continue to accumulate between that $1 and $1.60. And the bigger ones on our list were Link. Still, like we looked at yesterday, still accumulation. Our date that we're looking at for Link to break through the highs, it's just a forecast looking at previous time periods that it's taken, 77-ish days. Okay, so somewhere in late April to early May for a nice big breakout of these highs. And being that it's been sitting under these levels, no one's been talking about Chainlink. This is the times that people should be getting onto crypto. So it's, again, not financial advice, not to buy. But if you're looking for cryptos or safer ones, the bigger caps, not trying to find these small 500x coins, those sort of things, then these are sort of the safe looking chart patterns, because we are accumulating above the old all-time highs that were set in August. All right, so we've broken out and it looks like we're potentially reaccumulating. The thing that would falter this, that we would head down, is that it would invalidate our bullish reaccumulation at higher zones, is if we happen to break down beneath these lows that have been set here at around $22 to $23. So if we started to break down and really look like it was weak, which we'll get to in future videos, if that happens, then that would invalidate this pattern, and this would be then deemed as distribution, meaning the smart money is selling out before we go lower, right? So that is how you can tell, because this is still not confirmed as accumulation, but it looks like it with the higher lows that continue to form, and we continue just to punch above some highs. That's what I'm looking at here with Chainlink, which is why it's another one on my safer big cap plays. So that's pretty much most of the cryptos I want to look at, besides Sol, which has just exploded yesterday, broke through the resistance at 50%. So this is a major fib extension, major low to major high, major low. That's how you use this tool. So that's this tool here that you can find on the side, trend-based fib extension. And basically, you're just looking for repeating patterns and targets for the market to hit. And so that hit my 50%, which is a potential bearish signal. And so it didn't fail completely at 50%, it hit it twice, broke through on the third attempt. It looks like it's solid and potentially going to around $29. If it's to extend this range, we're an extension going to around $33 to $34, potentially $38 before there's another significant pullback. So that's what I'm looking for with Solana. And like I said, I might get someone to come on to chat more about Solana in detail, because it seems like an amazing project with an amazing ecosystem as well. So that's what I wanted to get through today. Basically an Easter update, looking at the majors, because we had that dump, and it's kind of an interesting time, being that we just broke through and then we saw a reversal. So at the moment it looks like we had the breakthrough, the retest of a lot of these major coins, major highs, and potentially setting up just to keep going. You know, people are still uncertain, like, how did this happen so quickly? XRP, this is what we're looking at here on the chart, 59 cents. Obviously the break of around 65 to 66 cents, depending on which exchange we are looking at. That looks like the point. So this is on Bitstamp. That looks like the area that we could get a confirmation of the break to the upside. The reason why I don't see it as a great trade is because XRP against Bitcoin is still well and truly down. This could be a great play to increase the Bitcoin position. Of course, most people probably say, you know, it's gone up in dollar value. That's all they care about. That's your prerogative. Okay, so here we're at Bitcoin value and it's still very, very low. So XRP, not a bad setup. The breakout is above the 1100 sats. Could potentially get us somewhere to 2000 sats, which we looked at yesterday. And the next target is, of course, 3000, just because of the support and resistance levels further back on the chart in December. I said there was plenty last, but the shitcoin index, the shitcoin perpetual futures, which is on FTX exchange, another great exchange, and they basically track all of the shitcoins to see where they are moving from here. So if you want to know that one, just put in shitperp, and that is the chart that you are looking